Soviet Union and what have you. I was rather dismayed because I thought, well, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so we'll be safe. One of our teachers burst that balloon by pointing out the fact that there was pharmaceutical manufacturing near us, so that would be considered a military target, and somebody would have probably nuked that, and our little town would have been caught like in the aftermath of it.
That's terrible.
I know.
It's better to be at ground zero.
Well, that's true.
You don't want to be on the outskirts and just get dusted with fallout.
Well, exactly. And so that's like, I can't catch a break. I live in a crappy podunk town.
Well, now you're in Los Angeles. Congratulate. Now you're at ground zero.
Exactly.
So. Yeah.
Anyhow, so this is what was my thought process. And then I have this note here that says, feet look like mine. So I'm not sure what the hell that was about. I don't know.
Feet don't look like mine.
These are just two notes that I just wanted to get to before we got any further into the movie. Maybe I should edit that out.
I don't know if you even want me to mention each one of these things.
Well, were there any of them that were good? Were there any of them that stood out and were strong? Because there's a couple that I thought were strong by themselves.
There was after the Ireland one where the guy droned on forever. There was the one that took place at a corner gas station.
Right.
That had a little more action.
Yes.
Which after the guy in Ireland, we needed that.
Yeah.
The next one was The Bride in Australia.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty fair to middle.
It was really,
but long.
Any one of these things separate from the others might have been okay.
I gotcha.
But the Bride,
as a collective, well, this is why I said I think everybody should see it, because I think people should see it and fast forward through the bits they don't like.
Yeah, but that's hard to know and hard to do.
Well, you know what? I mean, you start watching it for a couple minutes, and if you've lost interest, hit the fast forward button.
Okay.
We don't do that because we don't feel like we can give we haven't seen it. So
yeah, I'm not a fast forward person.
We wouldn't do this, but we can then recommend it to other people to say if any part of this sounds interesting.
Right.
Or if you just want to see what you think is so bad.
Because like this one, The Bride in Australia was like, it couldn't have been further away from Cowboy Jesus fish throwing weapons thing.
Saw bones. Yeah.
I mean, and the film goes out that way too. With that, we'll get there. But this one in Australia was very it might have made an interesting movie on its own.
Mm-hmm.
A girl living by herself. There's no talking, or it's very quiet, and it's showing her going about her day, what she does. There's zombies outside, and you learn something at the end, which wasn't surprising. So it was kind of like, okay. It was really the movie kept putting on the brakes. Like it would go full throttle, crazy chaos, kookiness, and then it would give you like a very serious, atmospheric, slower one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went, after Australia, it went right into, How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse Part 2. Mm-hmm. And it was, Are You Out of Ammo? So that one was kind of amusing.
Yes.
I guess.
I have a note here to not swing things. For zombie attacks and stuff, they constantly show getting a machete, getting a large object or whatever. Yeah. You don't want something you're going to physically tire yourself out with if you're going to fight an endless horde.
Right.
That's
well, this guy was using a bicycle seat, right? Was that the guy?
That's true. So it just was an interesting note that if you were going to be taking this seriously, which is ridiculous that we do, take some of these things as serious, or we get caught up on some of the minutia that we do. But anyhow, moving right along. What was next?
The next one was in Canada, and it was the guys trying to get out of the building, and it seemed like maybe it was where they worked. It was kind of an industrial park kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was filmed in first person,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you were with the guy as he was
moving
around looking for his friends, trying to escape. It was the one where at one point they're in the car. They're kind of out in the country at one point trying to get away. They end up at a house. I don't know. What did you think of that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one was as a guy playing a zombie video game. And he ends up sucked into the video game, and he's in the TV, and I don't know.
It could have been okay. again, watching these separately, like you said, without, as you put it, the awful newscast wraparound.
Yeah, I was just angry at this point. Okay. I was angry. It was taking my time. I had things to be that I could have been doing.
Okay.
The one that you were talking about, the mailman delivering mail.
That one I thought was really good.
Yeah, and it hadn't, well, I was going to say it had nothing to do with zombies. It did very lightly, but it wasn't it wasn't about zombies, so why would it be in the news? Like, I guess I took it too literal.
Yeah.
Like, if this is a newscast and they're showing us what's happening all over the world, it's in the synopsis.
Yeah. This would have been
bone-chilling news reports.
Yeah.
Tell the same gruesome tale of walking corpses. This one had there was nothing supernatural going on in this one.
Well, maybe there was, maybe there wasn't, but this would have been, or felt like to me.
It was just a bad little girl.
It felt like it was a Tales from the Crypt episode.
Yeah, it was totally fine on its own.
Yeah.
It was like a good little short film stuck in a crap movie.
Okay.
All of these were good little short films caught in a crap movie, I think.
That's a pretty good way to put it, I guess.
Well, then right after that one, we get How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse Part 3.
Yeah.
Karma Still Exists, so I kind of appreciated that.
Yeah, that was, all three of those together, I think, were an entertaining bit.
Yeah.
And again, this is why I say watch it on fast forward, but,
well,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. If you like anthology, it just, like, close your eyes and don't listen to the news reports in between. It's so stupid.
Okay.
I think the last one, it finished out with the one that took place on the beach, which was utterly ridiculous.
Staying calm.
And I'd written another one with subtitles, so obviously there was some other ones in here with subtitles.
Yeah.
I didn't write that down. What do you think of the beach one, and what would you liken it to?
I'd liken it to the Jesus one, actually.
Okay.
At the beginning.
Over the top
ridiculous gore, but I was gonna say Plaga Zombie, but but not quite as well done as those guys.
No. That same kind of humor though.
But that same kind of humor, yeah. Over the top, yeah.
Now on this one, the quote zombies come out of the ocean.
Yeah, what was it?
And they're not really
humanoids from the deep. What was that?
Yeah, they weren't zombies. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a fun little story, and if you like that kind of ridiculous gore, I mean, it was so over the top and ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might enjoy that one.
Okay.
So there we have it, Zombieworld.
And you give it a.
Oh, I really didn't like it. I really didn't like it.
So that would be a 1?
I don't know. I mean,
ones hated it, but
I'd give it a 2. I didn't like it.
Okay.
Because there were.
Yeah, with a couple of exceptions in there, I would give it, between a 2 and a 4, and so call it a 3. And like I said, watch it on fast forward.
Well,
that's my recommendation.
Yeah, it just. I'm giving it, I have to give it a 2. I would almost go to the 1 just because it had an identity crisis and it just didn't make any kind of sense at all.
Like I said, watch it the way you would a film festival or whatever. Wow.
Yeah, if I would have
skipped the in-between bits and.
Yeah, if I would have went into it that way, if someone would have said, you know what, it's 8 or 9 or 10, however many there were, short stories in an anthology, I would have been maybe in the better state of mind to sit and watch it. I was ready for a good story.
Yeah.
Instead, I got 8 or 9 or 10 little stories, some good, some bad, and with that crap in between. I'm so sorry, Bill. I do love you, but boy, that was awful. It looks like it's got. I have to look at the ratings now on here. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, on Netflix. The average rating overall is 1.2. 1.9.
1.9, okay.
Stars. I'm with all these people who rated it. They're right in my zone, between a 1 and a 2. I can't. Okay, I feel justified. Yeah, it was awful.
Okay, well, you know, we swing for the fences every time, and sometimes we get a good one, sometimes we get a bad one.
This is really bad.
That's a lie, too. We don't even swing for the fences.
Here's someone that says they wish they could have rated it a negative 5 stars.
Oh, ouch. Well, there.
Oh, no. See, now, this is unfortunate, though. We have 1 star. Horrible. Don't waste your time. I wouldn't even consider it a B movie. I could only stand to watch maybe 10 minutes, and I turned it off.
Well, you can't judge it then.
Okay, but listen to the next one. Only one thing to say. This movie really sucks. I pulled it out of the player about 5 minutes into the movie. And they wrote movie, like, in quotes with a question mark, like, because it's not a movie. Here's another one. Bad acting, bad special effects. This makes B movies look bad. I managed to stomach about 20 minutes before I stopped it. So I don't agree. They all gave it 1 star, which I agree with, but they didn't get past Jesus if they only gave it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe that was really awful.
Well.
It was really bad.
All right. Well, you'll see a few images if you go to our Facebook page. I'm gonna put some images from this up, and you'll maybe see what we're talking about there as Jesus holds a swordfish in his hand and so on. But
well, I'll end with this one. This person gave it 3 stars.
Mm-hmm.
That's like it on Netflix, and we use their rating system.
Yeah.
So they just wrote that they liked it. They said a Zomcom anthology that's not merely uneven. Everything is utterly abysmal, except for 2 insanely inspired mayhem segments by David Munoz and Adrian Cardona, which were Fist of Jesus and Brutal Relax, which was the one on the beach. And they wrote which these quite redeem the whole mess.
Yeah, see, I don't necessarily agree with that. The over-the-top gore is okay for what it is, but I think the other 2 did that. I think there were 2 other ones. I think How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse and...
There were 3 of those.
The other one, yeah, but I mean, I called it
as a whole.
Those 3 as one. And then our little girl with I wish I had the name of it in front of me here.
Okay.
The little girl explaining her aunt's issues or whatever.
Right, and that one wasn't even a zombie thing.
Well.
But it was a good little story.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So you recommend it?
I recommend you watch it on Fast Forward. So.
But you can't watch it on Fast Forward and still like.
All right. So I think we've beat this one to death at this point. Get it?
I wish I could. Yeah.
All right, with a stick.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our garbage in, garbage out stuff. We'll zoom through that. Well, zoom through it. We'll get to that now.
Don't you know that we can go the horizontal? We can go the vertical too. We gonna make a couch potato out of you. That's what we gonna do now. Don't change the channel.
So we'll see what you can remember here. Well, you should remember all of these things here, but
you better just tell me what we're talking about.
I'm going to tell you which movies we're talking about, and we're going to go from there.
Well, I really liked Interstellar.
Oh, see, I didn't even have that up to talk about, but okay.
Oh.
So that was going to be the next week's show or what have you. But at any rate, let's talk about Ant-Man.
Okay.
Did you like Ant-Man? Did you enjoy that?
I did.
Okay. I did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
All right.
It was one that I wasn't like hopping up and down to go see.
Right.
And I think a lot of people felt the same way because I remember after it came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm pleasantly surprised. That was really great."
Yeah. So we had maybe a little bit, I won't say spoiled, but we did go see also Civil War.
Yeah, we did.
And we saw that in the theater. So we had, what did you think of that?
We watched them backwards.
We kind of watched them backwards.
I loved Civil War.
Okay.
Captain America's my man. Well, him and Rick Grimes, but, you know.
Okay.
Obviously, I like the squeaky clean ones.
Yeah.
Well, and then the Hound is also my favorite, so I don't know.
That's not so squeaky clean. But
Not